Hey there, I'm Brian. Welcome. I'm going to do a quick Hedera update with just one particular thing that came out. I do Hedera updates every now and then, but only if it's something that I think is really important. And I think this is huge for the future of Hedera. And a lot of people have probably just kind of glossed over it. I do this 6 days a week. I'm a big dumb animal. Don't do what I do. I have a school community linked down below with all sorts of classes. If you're interested in learning how to do things with crypto, use wallets, you name it. But let's talk about Hedera, full transparency. I own it. I own quite a bit. I think it's my largest investment. I had posted this just to be funny because on the stock chart, it kind of has just flatlined recently. Nothing that bothers me. Here's the post that I thought was brilliant. I mean, for the future of Hedera. This came from the HBAR Foundation. It said, under CEO Charles Adkins, we're driving the ecosystem into a new area of growth. What did they do? The Hedera Council issued a substantial token grant to the HBAR Foundation. These tokens will be moved to the foundation treasury today, but will not be released on the open market. So they've taken HBAR tokens, a chunk of them, and they've put them into this treasury account. Then they go on to say why. Over the next 5 years, we will act as the most effective steward of these tokens, of course, incubating an unparalleled startup ecosystem on the Hedera network that enables retail applications to thrive and become one of the largest Web3 ecosystems. Okay, we'll get into that in a second. Additionally, as part of the new grant, we're implementing a new system to accelerate builders. Through this community, they can expect new developers and users, community-focused marketing, transparent grant process, events, and educational initiatives. Okay, they go on, and there is a link, I believe it was in here, to go right to the grant page. But essentially, what are they doing? Well, here it is. It's up here on the right-hand side, HBAR Foundation apply, and anyone can apply for a grant. All right, what are they doing? Well, I mentioned in my Twitter that having built a bunch of businesses, particularly technical ones myself, East Coast and West Coast, I've been involved with everything related to the companies, particularly customer acquisition. It doesn't matter if you build the coolest thing in the world or the coolest product in the world if no one's buying it. And I've worked with some companies where they failed only because, let's say they had a monthly subscription service for $25 a month. And the average person, when they signed up, stayed for 3 months. Their churn means, how fast are your customers turning over, coming, signing up, then leaving, was 3 months. So if the average person only stayed for about 3 months, that's $75. Great. What was their customer acquisition cost? In other words, they go out, they put out advertisements. How much did that cost to then get a customer to sign up? It was like $100 or $120. Well, if your customer acquisition cost is $120 and the average person only generates $75 in revenue, then you're going to go out of business because you can't acquire customers at a low enough pricing point. And you can do customer acquisition costs. It could be maybe everything's organic, but you have employees that are actually doing it. There's ways of looking at it. Point is, you need to be able to grow and you need to be able to spark that growth. And organically, meaning free, is usually the best because if you've got people who love your network like Hedera and they're finding it easy to develop on and you've created it in a way that it's a solution that people want to use and it has many benefits, then you've got to get them to actually come and do it. And you can entice them by using HBAR, by creating, and essentially when they say give a grant, it's almost like they're a venture capital firm and these companies, yourself may be one where you've got an idea and you want to build something. You go to the VC, you say, hey, here's my application. Would you fund my startup? Well, they're funding these startups on their ecosystem through the HBAR that they're able to provide. And they're talking about doing it over a 5-year period, focusing on retail applications, things that you and I would use to create one of the largest Web3 ecosystems. Why do I think this is so big? Well, personally, if you follow my show, my episodes, you'll know that I've got personal money, I should say, as opposed to retirement money. I do use iTrust Capital and there's others you can use. And I've got some of my crypto in a retirement fund. Well, I own about 60 or so different cryptos in various categories. And some of them I think will face fierce competition. And if the market does take off and go up really high, I may sell some of those because it may go back down a little bit in the future. Or maybe I think there's a lot of competition. I don't know really how they'll do. HBAR, Hedera, is one that I think will do well for a very long period of time. And I think it's just getting started. So if it does take off, might I sell some of what I call my personal crypto in Hedera? Maybe. But what I have in my retirement account, that I will probably just let sit. Because I am old, but I'm not so old that I can start taking things out of my retirement account. I think I probably have like 7 years or more before I can even withdraw anything. So in that case, I might just let it sit. Why would I pick Hedera is one I want to let sit. I think because of the network and what they're building and the people, the solution they have, I think a lot of institutions and companies will choose the Hedera hash graph over some other layer 1 blockchains. And this gets me even more excited. This is why I think this is so important, because they understand that you've got to have that grassroots organic growth of developers and others helping to, well, not helping, actually building on your network. And this is a great way to do it. Provide a place where these young individuals, I call them young individuals, could be someone my age, but someone who's got a solution or they've got an idea for an application and they just need a little funding to help get it going because they do have to eat and keep the lights on. So this, to me, just shows that Hedera is really thinking long term, and that's what we want them to think. I'm not looking for a flash in the pan crypto. I'm looking for something that is thinking long term, has a solution, and is trying to grow it, and this is a great way to do it. Thanks for watching. Hope we can all make generational wealth together with crypto. Have a great day.